Welcome back to another episode of UXpreneur. In today's episode, I have something special planned for you guys. You know how everybody that's an entrepreneur buys domain names just to let them sit and go stale after months or years of not being utilized? Well, we as UXpreneurs are different because we actually have these projects in our portfolio that need marketing websites. So we could take our domain name, build a landing page, and actually show hiring managers this is a real website. Well, now that we have that website, let's actually put it to use. Let's put even more meaning behind it. And today I want to show you how to create an email address with your domain name and attach an email signature to your emails so you look like a real founder at whatever domain name you choose. So grab that popcorn. Let's dive in. We're going to need Hostinger. From our last video, we used Hostinger to actually serve our website. So you'll need Hostinger because we're going to add an email to our server there. The next thing you're going to need is our pork bun domain name. That was the cheapest place we could find our domain name. Now, if you have GoDaddy and other things, that's fine, but it's recommended we use pork bun because of cost savings. We'll also need a Gmail, just a generic Gmail account. This way we can actually connect it on the back end of Gmail. So we're going to be connecting our professional domain email to a dummy Gmail account in order to take advantage of Gmail's free account, and we can forward and push and pull our email through there. We're also going to be using Apple Mail because some of us have iPhones or an iPad or things. You'll want to be able to send professional emails from your Apple Mail as well. And then Google Docs is what we will use to design our email signature. And in order to do that, you will perhaps want either a logo or a professional photo of yourself. And you could even do a actual literal signature itself, but and then finally, we may want to have a Google Voice phone number that forwards people to our phone number, but it's a professional, free phone number that we can design ourselves in order to just prevent people from having our personal phone number. So you could do a lot more with that. So that's what we're going to need for this video. So let's dive in to talk about how to set up our email on Hostinger. So what I'm going to do is log in. Okay, now that we're logged in, if you are on the dashboard of your Hostinger H panel, you come down here to your URL and you can see we have a .com for email down here. We can go to manage. You can see that nothing is found right now because we need to create an email account. So I'll go ahead and create that and put in Nate, my name, at humdrum.com, and then I'll create a password. There we go. Now I've created a email address for my domain name, and indeed you can go here to webmail and sign in. And this is Hostinger's email, but some of us use Gmail and Apple Mail. So now I'll show you how to do that. First thing we want to do is come down here to forwarders. We can create a forwarder and we can actually send any of the email here to our regular Gmail. So you need to have a regular Gmail account, not a business one, just a regular one that you can send these to. And then you could create that forwarder. Now it's wanting me to confirm that. So I'll go over to Gmail, I'll verify my email forwarder, and it was successful. So now anybody that emails us at Humdrum, I will get it in my Gmail. Now, what if I want to reply to them, or if I want to compose? How do I get this to come from our actual Humdrum? So let's set up that next. We'll first want to go to settings and see all settings. We'll want to go to accounts and import, and we're going to go down to send mail as. We're going to add another email address, and we are going to write in our domain name. And now here, we're going to need our Hostinger item. So let's go get the Hostinger items. All right, we want to come down here to configuration settings, and we're going to want to go to smtphostinger.com, and we're going to copy that. We're going to come back to our window. You can see that it says SMTP Humdrum, but ours is actually Hostinger. Let's see if we can add the account now. We're gonna have to go verify that at our Hostinger mailbox. There it is. You've requested to add nate@humdrum.com to your Gmail account. Confirmation. I'm gonna grab that code. I'm gonna come back to our window. I'm gonna paste it in and verify. Let's come back to our settings. We're gonna go back to accounts and import, and now you can see nate@humdrum.com. His mail is sent through SMTP Hostinger using TLS. We could choose to make it default if we really want to. And next is we're going to do our email signature. And we're going to name our file email signature. In this new doc, I've already added an example here from online that I think is important because it has our logo, our portrait, and our name at the top. So it's a really good visual hierarchy. So in order to do this, we're going to need to insert a table. So we're going to go to insert table. It looks like we're going to have a 2-column, and I want to say 2 rows. You can see we have 1, 2, and a blank down here, and 4. So we have this like matrix in here. The first thing that we're going to want to do is add our logo. So I'll go ahead and insert a PNG here from my computer. I'll add the Humdrum logo. Okay, and I'm going to resize that so it's much smaller. You can see already I can move this column over, and you'll want that to be squared up in there as much as possible. We're going to need some more room down here for these other details. Okay, so here's where I'm going to put my image. I already have an image here, so I'm actually just going to copy it and paste it in. So there we have the logo and our portrait side by side. Now they put this line down the middle. If you wanted to do that, you could just hold shift and click both those lines, and let's just add a little more thickness to it. And then for the remainder lines, we're actually going to get rid of them, and we're just going to go up here and say 0. So now we're all set. We have our logo and our portrait in there. Now it's time to do the name and the job title. So I'll put my name. It looks like they did theirs in bold and in the similar color as the line. Then I'm going to hold shift and hit enter. On the next line, I'm going to say founder, because we are founders of our companies. And shift enter again. I'm going to put the phone number. Now sometimes I use my professional, sometimes I use my business phone number. And now I no longer need it bold. There's a little contrast there. I'll put some parentheses around that, a little space, and a hyphen. And then we'll go to email next. And for example, I could do nate@humdrum.com. And then we can put the humdrum.com URL. I can highlight that and actually come up here to the link. We can say humdrum.com, right? And you can see my link colors aren't, what we want it to look like, but so far this is pretty good. Now we do have a really long section over here. I don't really need it that long, so I can tuck it in. And we could also come into the table properties again for this row. You see how it's not quite equal? I'd right click it and go to table properties. Let's go to alignment. What I'm gonna do is middle, to have these in the middle, and I kind of want to keep them left aligned for now, but you could center them. And I'm feeling down here this needs a little bit more padding. Perhaps we can go from this 0.07 here to a 1, and I think that's a little more cushion. All right, and then we could change some of the heights in here of these, coming up here and going from single to just a little bit of an extra spacing. And to me, that starts to look pretty good. There we go. And so now I'll use this email signature to respond to any inquiries about Humdrum. So now that we have our email signature over here, copy that, Command C, come back over to settings. We're going to go to general, scroll all the way down, and we're going to create a new signature called Humdrum. We're going to select in the box and just hit Command V for paste. Great. There we have it. So we're going to select signature default to nate@humdrum. For new emails, use Humdrum. To reply, use Humdrum. This way we have our signature defaults for Humdrum. And now I'm going to save that. Now when I compose, I can change it to nate@humdrum, and there's our email signature. Email to our Apple devices. So let's set that up. The display name is the name that's going to be displayed on our Apple device. So I'm just going to say Humdrum. And now we are going to scan with our phone, and I'm going to scan the QR code, open the button, allow, profile downloaded, close. We're going to go back to settings, our profile that we downloaded. You see that underneath software update we have profile downloaded. We're going to go there, mail account humdrum.com, mail.hostinger verified, install. We're going to add and the profile is now installed. So now I'm going to show you how to get our email signature in here so it's not just our boilerplate. So in order to do that, we are going to go to our settings and we're going to go down to mail and we're going to go down to signatures and we're going to go down to our humdrum. We're going to clear everything out. And this is where having an Apple device really comes in handy, because on here we can come back to our Google Doc, highlight and copy our email signature, then come back to our device. We can press and hold and it will get this black bar and we can click paste. And there it is. It's now pasted our signature in there. Great, and we're done. So now when we go back to our mail and I want to write mail, you can see we have our email signature in there. So we're very professional. All right, gang, I hope you enjoyed that video on how to add your email signature to your emails and create your very own email at your domain name. If you liked it, click the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It keeps this channel alive. And to be notified about future videos like this one, click the bell notification and I'll see you there.